Yo, yo. Da, 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 da. What up? What up? What's up, family? We about to get it started here. Where there are two or more, right? Today is a good conversation about leading in uncertain times. So these are uncertain times. Yes. How you doing, Joshua, man? You out here wilding on FB. I love it. You be giving it to us. You know, we gotta have some fun on this platform. It's tough for some folks right now. So how you holding up there? I am going to share. What's going on, team? What's the deal? We about to get started here. Got 1 minute. Like I said, we're going to talk about leading in uncertain times and in complex times. And, it's a conversation. I'm not going to talk the whole 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes. Dr. B, what's going on, bro? What's going on? Man, good to see you. Madison, my cohort member. Woo, the struggle's real. PhD life, the struggle's real. Um, so it's going to be interactive. Please shoot questions. Again, today's conversation is very specific about leading in uncertain times and complex times. And so whether you're leading a team, whether you're leading family, whether you're leading a circle of friends, doesn't matter. You're leading. And so what's going on, bro? What's going on, man? Appreciate the love and the shout out. What's up, B? I think my mom's on here, yo. Mom Dukes is on here. Mom, what's going on? Struggle is definitely real. Kalila, my girl. Oh man, you come a long way. You've been doing some amazing things up there. So we're gonna talk about. I want you to shoot questions. I want to get into some content for you, and really try and focus your lens on what's going on with you personally and professionally, because these are uncertain and complex times. Hey everybody, Bree, what's going on, girl? Sheila, my sister, my original sister from the back of the day. That's family right there. That's family. So listen, we're going to talk about two tools today. The tools are around psychological wellness and leading with heart. And I want to first start off by saying, listen, everyone is a leader in some respect or regard. And the reality of it is that we fall on spectrums when we think about leadership, especially in uncertain and complex times. We either run, meaning run away. We either go all in and just try and fix things and try and make sure things are well for everyone, or we fall in the middle some places. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? A little bit of fear and a little bit of actual execution. But the reality of it is that within those spectrums, we do something that tends to be very detrimental to our success. We don't take care of ourselves, right? Leaders have a hard time sometimes taking care of themselves. And so today I want to talk a little bit about what that is, the psychological wellness. So this isn't a preaching moment. Listen, we're all imperfect. Don't get it twisted. We're trying to figure this thing out. We have fears, anxieties, the whole nine. But I want to really touch on a couple of points that can help you, but then ultimately can help the people around you. Because really, what we're here to talk about is how do we, within ourselves, become well, healthier, so that we can then inspire others around us, right? What's up, bro? What's up, D-Hack, man? Glad you joined us, bro. Shoot questions if you have them. Real life scenarios, the whole nine, doesn't matter. I'm going to try and answer some questions. We're going to get through this and try and see how it flows, right? It's only 30 minutes for the day. What's up, Fred? Brother Fred, man, good to see you, bro. Being like a parent, take care of others first. Exactly, right? Madison, right? This is like parenting to a degree, right? So I want to jump in. Listen, many of you travel, been on airplanes. You know when the folks come on the line, they say, hey, if this plane goes down, what's the first thing, right? Like when the mask come down, what do we want you to do? Place the mask over your face first, right? Not the person next to you, not even your child, your face. And the reason why is because oxygen is necessary in the person that's going to help the next person. If you're not breathing, the likelihood and the probability of you helping someone else breathe diminishes, right? And so they ask you, place your mask on your face first, and then go about the business of helping others. That's what I want to talk to you today about, because right now in this craziness that's going on, a lot of us kind of engaged in a way that we didn't place our mask on first. We went to work. We went to the grocery store. We made phone calls. We got technology up and going because we either had to go home or we were in environments that were decompressed and that, you know, people were spilling out all over the place and we just didn't know what specifically to do. And so we forgot to place our mask on. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that, the oxygen, the balance. C.L. Cohen in 1994 talked about psychological wellness and what it means. Really, the sense of belonging and purpose, having a constant, really understanding your fate and satisfaction within your existence. And in layman's terms, what psychological wellness is, it's not mental wellness. There's a difference. Really, what psychological wellness is, it really is about your balance, your purpose, your belonging, your oxygen. And I want to know, have you been feeding yourself oxygen? Man, yo, what's going on, Dr. Yo? Ronnie, what's going on? Shoot some questions if you have any. I want to talk about your oxygen. What's up, team? Eddie, man, congrats again, Eddie. Ron, what's up, bro? I want to talk about what the oxygen is for you right now. How are you actually placing your oxygen on? All right, there are three things. When we talk about psychological wellness and you as a leader, whether you are parenting, whether you are leading a team, whether you're just leading your circle of friends, that oxygen is really important. That psychological wellness is really important. And the first thing I want you to really be able to really think for yourself and feel for yourself is the ability to be present. I want you to sit on that and write it down if you have a pencil. Your presence. The first thing for us as leaders, when we're in any type of circumstance, any type of situation, is that we are present. And I'm finishing up a book right now, and the first chapter ends in a summary about presence and how presence, whether we decide to check in or check out, allows us to really connect with the moment. As leaders, really sometimes what happens is we disconnect intentionally so we can focus, right? The oxymoron, right? We disconnect to focus. But in reality, what happens is when we decide to then check in, to lead others, to inspire others, to check in on others, we have disconnected ourselves from the reality, the practicality of what is going on. Take COVID-19 right now. If you disconnected when this all kind of went down because you had to check in to take care of everybody and take care of everything, then the likelihood of you really being able to receive and understand the reality and practicality of the moment may have kind of overshadowed you, may have gone above your head or over your head at least, and you are maybe not able to connect with the people that needed you the most. Pema Chodron is a Buddhist nun. She wrote a book recently called Welcoming the Unwelcome. And it really speaks about the emptiness that's inside of each of us when we go through trying times, and the ability to be present in the moment. And so the first order of business is I want to challenge you to think about, are you being present? What's going on, Lisa? D Blue, what's going on, bro? I want to challenge you to ask yourself, have I been present over the last couple of weeks? As COVID-19 has kind of taken over our newsways, it's taken over our lives, our professions, our homes. Where have I been? Have I been present in a moment? Have I allowed myself to feel the fear and anxiety and frustration and anger and sadness and loneliness that's real? And if I haven't, take a moment to just feel it. You'll never have this moment again, right? And so that's the first thing. That's the first order of business, your presence. Write that down, presence. The second is your vulnerability. Now, I know a lot of you may have heard Brené Brown. You may read her. You've seen her on Oprah, and I love her to death. I got a couple of books back here. Brené talks about something that I simply love, and it's vulnerability. And I know, Glenn, man, we talk about vulnerability, we talk about presence, like we need some strategies, and right? Bear with me. Listen to me. Your presence and now your vulnerability is critically important, because the reality of it is that as a leader, people are looking to you. But listen, what's going on, folks? Eagles in the house. Your vulnerability is important to you, critically important to you, because it's going to be important to others. People need to know that you are real. People need to know that you feel. People need to know that you hurt. Your team, they need to know that. And yes, you're not out here indiscriminately sharing everything about yourself and your life and what have you, but vulnerability is a key component of connection. And when we talk about uncertain times and complex times, the reality of it is that people need to connect. Think about it. We are physically disconnected right now, right? Physically. But that doesn't mean that we are emotionally disconnected, mentally disconnected. And in order to achieve the strongest, the healthiest of connections, your vulnerability, your ability to be able to acknowledge and be present in the moment right now, what it means to you, will enable you to connect with those that are looking towards you, looking for your inspiration, looking for your guidance, looking for your leadership. So the first is presence. The second is your vulnerability, all right? The last but not least is I want you to think about Steve Jobs. We must be architects of our leadership, right? Steve Jobs was an architect. And when you think about your ability to be present in the moment, present for others, when you think about your ability to be vulnerable for others, I appreciate you. Vulnerable for others. Ronnie, I appreciate you, Ronnie. The idea of you being an architect of this whole construct must sit with you in a very meaningful way. How are you constructing the moments that matter the most? What's your routine for yourself? What have you mapped out for you and your family and those who love you? Maybe you're at home, maybe you're in and out of the office. What have you done to ensure that you are able to speak to the construction of your circumstances so that, in fact, you can actually receive and understand those who you're leading in their circumstances, right? Presence, vulnerability, and your architecture. Shariah Haynes, what's going on? D Page, what's going on, bro? So that's psychological wellness, right? That's your wellness, not your mental health, but your psychological wellness. Those are those 3 points. Let's put them to the side. They're important, they're critical, but I'm about to really share with you what is really going to drive it home for you. Now, not only personally, but professionally. I want you to begin to lead with the heart. Listen to me. Right now, people are more disengaged than they have ever been before. And the reason why, honestly, is real. Back in 2017, Gallup did a poll around engagement of American employees, 70% of employees responded that they felt disengaged in some way. 70%. Appreciate you, DP. And if 70% of people feel disengaged when they're on the job, in the work building, in the building of sorts, can you imagine what's happening right now where people are now at home, displaced, losing jobs, fearful of losing jobs, scared crapless about what the heck is going on with their livelihoods? Yeah, and you're shooting them emails and you're asking them to be, right, perform and be responsive, and you're putting them on conference calls and you're going about business as usual. And I'm going to tell you something. I get it. We have to operate our businesses. But listen, I need you to lead with your heart. LEAD is an acronym. I want you to write this down. What's up, Fonda? What's up, Ron? RJ, what's up, bro? I want you to write this down. The first word in LEAD is to listen. Listen. If you've never listened before in your life as a leader, never ever before in your life, this is the time. Look, you must be the best listener in the entire world right now, because people are speaking to you in ways that they have never spoken to you before. Yeah. They're not telling you they're scared. They're not telling you that they have anxiety. What's going on, Brother Samuel? Adrian. They're not telling you that, I don't know what I can do right now. My family's falling to pieces. Groceries not in the refrigerator. They're not telling you that, the spouse is acting crazy or the spouse just lost their job. My kids don't have school. They're not telling you everything that's going on with them at home, because they are scared. They are feeling the brunt of what is happening right now. And so your ability to listen is the number one key. Your ability to listen to what they're saying, but also really what they aren't saying, is key. How is their work performance? Are their emails different? Are they responding different? Right? How are you listening to what the people around you are saying and or not saying, to understand what they may be going through? I need you to put your listening ears on, your listening eyes on. Right? And listen, receive. Okay? The second thing is I want you to engage. Exactly, Madison. I want you to engage. I want you to then, after listening for a long time, receiving everything, I want you to engage in a way that is authentic. All right? Our ability to lead is really driven in authenticity. And your ability to really connect with one another is about sharing your story. So look, if you haven't listened and then decided that I'm going to share a little bit about what I'm going through because you're scared of what they may think of you, or, that's not your job, right? My job is to drive performance. No, your job is to inspire people to do better and be better. And one of those ways is sharing your story. Look, I got kids downstairs right now that are about to bust up in here. And that's real. Like, I'm having to hold them out, right? Because the household is different, right? And that's just real. So engage with your team, engage with your family, engage with those who are looking to you, right? And don't just be reactive, be proactive. Shoot a message to someone, to a client, to a teammate, to a supervisor of support without them saying a thing. But understand this, your ability to listen and engage is going to really be able to drive your ability to be successful and build greater connection during these uncertain times. The third thing is that you're going to have to adapt. And the reality is that we know as well as in leadership, adapting is paramount in our job. But right now, as people are really trying to figure things out again, going back and forth, trying to understand what this is really about, your ability to up the level of your adaptability is going to be critical. How are you adapting? Huh? Are you still giving along the same lines of performance measures and strategies and tactics? Like, are we doing the same way? Are we going about it the same way? Are you shifting some things? Are you saying, listen, guys, instead of 5 calls this week, we're going to do 2 calls? right? Or instead of, having every Friday, having you send in the email, we're going to do just once every 2 weeks. I mean, how are you adapting to the reality of what's really transpiring right now in people's lives? Are you being sensitive to these things? Are you being responsive in that way? The last thing is, I want you to understand this one, and this is a big one. I want you to deliver. So listening, engaging, adapting, and you must deliver. Look, I know I talk about the heart a lot. I talk about leading from the heart. I talk about love a lot. I believe in it. I believe that's the way we should lead. That's the way we should live. But in love, you have to deliver. In every relationship, you have to deliver. And I want to understand right now, I want you to understand, I want everyone to understand, including myself, that delivering is paramount to this entire existence. If you can deliver, then your team can trust. And if they can trust, then they can up their game and they can check in and they can connect. And you can actually be more successful than you ever thought you could be. Those are the two tools, right? Your psychological wellness, right? Being present, being vulnerable, right? Being an architect, and then leading with heart, listening, engaging, adapting, and delivering. That's the promise of these times right now. Nothing is certain. Everything is complex. I mean, it feels like the building's on fire, but the reality of it is we're going to come out on the other side. And my question to you is, how are you going to come out on the other side? Tell me this. What's going on with you all out there? Like, what are the real scenarios that happen right now? Any questions? Any statements? I ran through that in 20 minutes on purpose, right? We got 17 people on. Yeah, we know a lot of folks. Please take it back to your staff, bro. Yeah, DP, Kalia, yeah. It's a simple acronym. But it is powerful. I've been using it for 5 years with all of our clients, all of my coaching, executive coaching. Listen, engage, adapt, deliver. It is key. And you can apply it to everything. You can apply it to coaching your team up. You can apply it to culture. You can apply it to performance. You can apply it to just team building, right? And remember the psychological wellness on that space, Kalia, like real talk, that's the big space that we really shy away from. Being present in the moment, challenging your team to just take it in. But remember, it can go both ways as well. Monty, what's going on? It can go both ways. It's not all doom and gloom, right? Every morning I wake up and I'm present in a moment of gratitude. And so encouraging people to be present in a moment of what are you thankful for today? My job might be uncertain, but my health, I'm doing well, right? And on a hiring freeze, 3 major vacancies directly. Yeah, just challenge right now. Challenge on how you can support the current team, right? We'll only be 2 frontline directors in support of my region. Yeah, I mean, I think the best way when we come against those types of challenges, Kalia, I mean, I think we gotta own them, right? You gotta speak into existence for everyone around you. Because as leaders, sometimes we find ourselves in this space of false advertising, where we're like, everything's okay, and everything's well. Nah, everything's not well. But there's a way we construct it. That's why I talked about being the architect of your story, right? In your psychological wellness. We have to be architects because we have to be able to construct the right type of message for those who are looking to us, right? Who are looking to be inspired by us. Not a false message, but an inspiring message. So Kalia, how are you going to construct that message for people to really understand the complexity and the seriousness of what's really transpiring? Because they can connect to that, right? Bro King, what's going on? They can connect to that. Let's see, Madison, I'm in an industry where there's typically a lot of introverts because of the nature of the work. This COVID and working at home can create more natural silence. because it's uncomfortable to reach out. The engagement piece from us as a lead is huge, tremendous. There's so many introverts, depending on what industry you're in. I mean, it can push you, right? And the reality of it is that that's where your listening comes in, right? Connecting to people who you know are natural introverts, who you know don't necessarily want to come out and play basketball with you, but they're there. They have feelings. They're present. They're meaningful. They matter. How are we engaging with them? Think about a loved one. Think about a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, someone who you was an introvert, right? And you tried to figure out, how do I get them engaged, right? You check in, right? And you look at them and you ask them questions and you try to understand what makes them tick. The reality of it is that one of the mistakes that we make as leaders is that we try to give people what we want as opposed to what they need. Right? Right? Because we know better, right? Because we're the leader. And so we want to give them what we want, but we must give them what they need, right? It's also stressful for people who are taking advantage of the typical hiring that happens in spring. Yeah. Masking, you're right on something. How do we respond to people, right? How do we treat them, right? Even in the tough times. What's going on, Sean? How do we treat folks? Listen, if you were treating people like crap beforehand, unfortunately, you're probably going to treat them even worse now. And maybe you're not treating them worse, but they're feeling worse. So, this can go deep. Like, if you're having experiencing those types of issues, you got to really check in with yourself, all right? And ask yourself a tough question. Brother Sam, a lot of people will find that the cheese has been moved. Yeah, where's my cheese, right? Great reference. The psychology reality is tremendous. It is, right? Who moved my cheese, right? If anybody remember the book, tremendous reference right now because people are running around. So everyone on this call, like, trust and believe me, or on this Facebook Live, trust and believe me that people are running around thinking the same thing. Like, they're on Indeed.com, they're on all types of job sites. If you're not talking to them, speaking with them, and helping them, connecting with them, hearing them, listening to them, God knows on the other side of this thing, people are going to make some decisions based on how you responded to them, how you treated them. There's some spouses around thinking like, this is my spouse, like they kind of wilding, like they're not here for me, right? There's some people out here that you're supervising and maybe leading. If you're not really checking in and right, doing the things that you need to do in order to lead from the heart, they're looking kind of sideways right now. And you may not see it in their performance right now. You may not see it in what's transpiring right now because they need to keep the job. What's going on, Shiny? But you will see it ultimately. You won't have a better team for it. And so I want you to be better yourself, be healthier yourself, check in with you, figure out what's going on with you first so that you can be better for them, right? I think you put a couple of situations right now where things are kind of in flux and you kind of figure things out. Listen, when you're present, when you're able to be real with yourself and vulnerable with yourself, and then you're able to actually be your own architect of how you're going to respond, things get better. They get real, they get more clear, and those who you're looking and seeking to lead, whether it be your children or whether it be your teams, what's up, Teddy, or whether it be people that are just looking to you for guidance, they can see clearly through you, inside of you, whatever it may be. So you can't fake this thing. Leadership cannot be faked. People see who you are. If you care about them, because they know that you care about yourself, they can see that. But if you're using them, if you're manipulating them, they can see that as well. Rick Warren has a famous quote. I love it. I use it. I put it on my books when I give to people. He says, the first job of leadership is to love people. Leadership without love is manipulation. Now, you can believe it or you don't have to believe it. But I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and I'll tell you this. Love leadership has gotten me way, way much greater success than any other type of leadership. Your first job as a leader is to love people. Leadership without love is manipulation. And so if you can be present, if you can be vulnerable, if you can be your own architect of your own story, of your own ability to actually engage with others, then you can lead with heart. You can listen, you can engage, you can adapt, and you can deliver for the people that need you the most. But I need you to have your oxygen, right? I need you to have your balance. I need you to be well. I need you to have a routine that's helping you get up in the morning, have gratitude, give thanks, check in with yourself where you are. And if you got to share it with somebody to make it real, do it. Don't run from vulnerability. That makes you real to people. That brings people closer to you, because right now we need people close, because physically we're so far apart, right? And we need to be. COVID-19 is real. We need to be. But we can be closer emotionally, mentally, right? Things like this is a time of reminders to always work on relationships and loving others, because they lead, because this is where the true colors come out. Exactly, Madison. This is where your colors come out. In uncertain and complex times, right? Sean, any advice for small business owner that has a small team that's been heavily impacted by this pandemic? Look, it's tough. There's no blanket kind of remedy, but I will tell you this as a small business owner. I'm a small business owner. I was bringing somebody on board doing this craziness. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Eddie, for joining in for this craziness. But as a small business owner, listen, first thing, honesty. You got to be honest, right? Right, Sean? Like, just tell them what's going on. Even if you don't have it figured out, first and foremost, hey, I understand that this is crazy times right now. I understand that you are scared as crap right now. Me too. I'm trying to figure some things out right now. Have in your mind kind of what that schedule is, and let them know this is our schedule. This is my timeline of trying to figure some things out, right? And then go through your process, right? Don't leave people out there hanging. Be honest with them, because at the end of the day, all we have is our character and integrity and love. That's it. We can't fake this thing, right? So start there, Sean. Have in your mind, what do you want to do? What are you thinking about? And be honest as you can, but don't run away from it. Don't shy away from the conversation, right? I'm having a conversation this week with somebody that's partnering with me, and I'm bringing them on board. And we got to have an honest conversation about where we're going right now, considering all of our clients are basically paused everything, and we're kind of shut down right now. Stowe, what's up, bro? Oh, nice. What's up, girl? Hey, so listen, it's 11:30. I'm so thankful for everybody that joined us today. I think we had upwards of around 28 folks. Blessed to have been able to share this with you. We're going to do this every single week. Even if I have to go get bad news, I found, yeah, definitely. Transparency, right? We're going to do this on a weekly basis. Really trying to give gems and nuggets, have a conversation about how we can really ramp up our ability to serve better as leaders, as to help take care of ourselves, get our oxygen, get our balance, but then be able to serve all the so many people that are looking to us for inspiration and guidance and leadership. It's critically important during this time, because on the other side of this thing, we want everyone to be better. And in order for everyone to be better, we've got to dig in, check in right now in these moments. So listen, my prayers are with you, with your families, with your friends, with your teammates, all of what you're doing, all of what you're going through. I feel you. I understand it. I have my scared moments. Hey, this is what this is about. Being vulnerable, being honest, but sharing with others and connecting with each other. Thank you so much. Hey, bro, thanks everyone for joining in. We're going to do this next week, a little different time, but next week again. DM me, shoot me any ideas that you have about topics. I'm so fortunate for this platform and this community to be in existence. I love you. I'm praying for you. Take care of yourself so you can take care of everyone around you. All right? until next time, right? Right? I love you. All right. Love you, bro. Thanks, Dr. Yo. Thanks, everyone. Oh, man. Thanks so much, bro. Dr. Bledsoe, man. That's 20 plus years, man. I love you so much, man. Everybody that joined on. These are all family and friends. Thank you so much, everybody. Share the message. Share the message. All right? Peace, guys. I love you so much.